In this video, I'm going to be disassembling this 2016 Tesla Model X LED headlight. In order to remove the LED ballast, I will be using an E8 external Torx socket. With the 4 screws removed, we can now pull the ballast away from the headlight. The ballast has 2 wire connectors holding it in place. I will remove the first one by simply pushing this clip in and pulling it up. With the first wire harness removed, we need to push the clip in on the back side of the second wire harness and simply pull the connector out of the ballast. At this point, the ballast is free from the headlight and can be set to the side. And if you're replacing a ballast, then you just simply need to re-plug in the wire connectors and reinstall the screws, and you will be done. This LED ballast is the only serviceable part on this Tesla Model X headlight. I will now remove the lens from the headlight and begin disassembly. I have now separated the lens from the housing. So here we can see that these inner bezels are connected to the lens. And there are a number of screws holding them in place, and this is just a opaque plastic cover. I will begin by removing this LED light trim. It is held in place by 4 7mm screws. With the 4 7mm screws removed, we can now pull this away from the light. It is going to be held in place by 2 wire clips. I will now remove the headlight adjuster by turning it a quarter turn to the left. Once it's been unlocked, then you can tilt it down and pull it out to remove it. With the headlight adjuster out of the way, there are 4 T15 screws along the bottom. With the 4 T15 screws removed and the headlight adjuster removed, we can now pull the main assembly out of the headlight. At this point, this little bit of wire harness is the only piece left inside the housing. In order to remove the last wire harness, I'm going to grab a pair of pliers and give the connector a quarter turn to the left. Once the wire clip has been turned and unlocked, you can simply pull the wire harness free from the light. At this point, the housing is completely empty. Next, I'm going to go through and unclip this wire harness from each of the connectors. We now have the wire harness removed from the rear of the LED unit. Next, I'm going to remove the 6 T15 Torx screws holding the black plastic bracket to the LED drive unit. With the 6 screws removed, we can now pull the black plastic bracket away from the drive unit. This black plastic bracket has 1 small LED unit as well as the housing fan connected to it. This LED unit is held in place by 3 T15 Torx screws. The housing fan is held in place by 2 T15 Torx screws. The upper LED set is connected to the lower set by this 1 T15 Torx screw. The The reflector on the lower set of LED drive units is held in place by 3 T15 Torx screws. The reflectors on the bottom LED unit are held in place by 4 T15 Torx screws. The black trim and reflectors for the upper LED lighting unit is held in place by 4 T15 Torx screws. There are 2 sets of LEDs on this trim piece. There is 1 row of LEDs on the outer corner, and then there is a second set of LEDs here on the top. These are all held in place with T15 Torx screws, and I will go ahead and remove them now. Here are all of the LED components that make up the light. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching.